Hi guys, welcome. My name is Heather Jones. I am the #1 intuitive teacher and I teach you guys the 7 keys for free. You guys, the reason why I teach every night is because I am here for a mission. I am here to teach as many people as I can to help as many people remember the truth. You guys, the truth is that you have been lied to. You have been lied to the day you were born. You have been taught to silence your truth. You have been taught to silence your intuition. You guys, you are a literal instrument that can test with a 99.9% accuracy what is wrong with you. So you can literally heal yourself. So the lie is, right? Jason, brother, I saw your message and I didn't mean to not ignore you. I was going to tell you what frequency healing is, but I've been back to back with one-on-one calls. So you guys, the truth is that we have been lied to. We have been taught to silence our truth. You guys, and the truth is that we have been given the most incredible gift, and it is the gift of our intuition. And so when you, thank you, when you remember, right, when you remember this gift that you've been given and you learn how to use your intuition for your benefits, you can know exactly, thank you. Yeah, that's so cool, Jason. I love that. I literally showed my husband that and I was like, look at what Jason bought, because he was like, I should buy this. So that is so cool. That's amazing because it'll help TikTok send this to people. So you guys, every night I teach these 7 keys for free. So this is a system that I teach people how to remember their intuition. So when you tap into your intuition, right, you can literally ask any question, your body will tell you the answer. We are literal instruments. So the second that you can remember your intuition, you guys, and you use the 7 keys to unlock your truth, it is a game freaking over. I'm talking if you want to know why you have money blocks, if you want to know why you keep attracting toxic people into your life, if you want to know why your life isn't the way that you want it to be, or why you have 10/10 chronic pain, your body can tell you. And so the big lie that people are awakening to is that you can literally heal yourself in minutes. Okay, you have the power to know exactly why your root cause your body is sick. So for the next hour and a half, I'm going to be teaching these keys for free. Okay, I teach the 7 keys to unlock truth. I'm the only person that I know of that teaches this information for free. You see, I spent the last 10 years and over $15,000 in certifications to remember what was silenced, to remember my truth. You guys, and this isn't just my truth, this is your truth. This is what you have been silenced. Okay, they have taken away your voice, your ability to know exactly what's wrong with you at the root cause. Because when you know what's wrong with you at the root cause, you can heal it. And most of us are dealing with things that are actually spiritual. Hey Danielle, I know it's bedtime. I've literally been doing back-to-back phone calls nonstop. And so this was the first time that I could do it. And so tomorrow's gonna be the same. So I have goals to hit, you guys. I have goals. I have a vision, and so I'm gonna hit that goal. So let's go through key number 1, you guys. Key number 1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is the secret messenger of the body. That's all it is. Pain is language. When you can learn how to interpret what that pain is trying to speak to you, okay, it is just your body trying to tell you that it needs help. It's an SOS. So what we have been taught to do is we have been taught to silence the messenger. You guys, the messenger is what shows up to tell us when there's something wrong. Okay? Higher self, superconscious, Holy Spirit, God, okay? So our bodies are just instruments. When the messenger shows up, she speaks through pain. It's not always pain, but sometimes it gets to be painful before we finally pay attention. Because when you silence the messenger does not go away. The messenger gets louder. The pain increases. And what I've realized after working with hundreds of thousands of people okay, across the entire globe. When you stop silencing the messenger goes away. The pain leaves. So I have literally witnessed people go from a 10-10 pain to a 0 pain in literal minutes because they cleared just a couple things, right? And I'm going to teach you what those 7 things are. Those are the 7 keys. So for the next hour and a half, we're going to go through the keys. And then at the end, after I teach you these things, I'm going to prove to you, like I have done hundreds of times. Okay, if you're not already following me on YouTube, I do this every day. There are hundreds of people who have literally gone from a 10-10 pain to a 0 in minutes on this live. Not because I'm a savior, not because I'm a healer, not because I'm a psychic, not because I'm a medium, but because I teach you how to do this yourself, okay? And that is the mass awakening that's happening. That is the shift. People are ready to stop silencing their truth. People are ready to know how to heal themselves and to take their power back. So if you're tired of being silenced, if you're tired of outsourcing your truth, right? Make sure you follow me. Make sure you get my free guide, and you guys, let's go through the keys. So key number 2 is that you could have something physically wrong, okay? But it's either going to be one or many of these 3 things: a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency. And your body will tell you exactly if it's a parasite, if it's a toxin, or if it's a nutrient deficiency, okay? So many of you guys are wasting money, wasting your time doing detoxes or cleanses or taking supplements that don't even work, that aren't even getting to the root cause of what your body needs. Isn't it crazy to know that your body is a literal instrument? Good night, Danielle. Your body is an instrument. What does this mean? Doctors and scientists have proven that when you ask, you receive. That when you ask your body specifically for an outcome, it will give it to you with a 99.9% accuracy. So what does that mean? That means when I ask my body what parasite, okay, I have a chart in my $27 guide. I have all the charts so that when you learn how, and I even show you how to use your body as an instrument, when you learn how to test, your body will tell you what parasite, if there's more than one, and what your body needs to clear it at the root cause. So isn't that incredible that they have proven that your body can know exactly what's wrong? And that not only that, but your body will tell you exactly what you need to take to clear it, 90 to 100%. And you guys, this is the power of your intuition. This is what God meant when he said, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be opened unto you. So every time you ask for an answer or you pleaded for an answer, you've received one. And I'm here to teach you exactly how to receive that. So make sure you follow, okay? Don't lose me. Get my free guide if you haven't. In my free guide, I give you the keys for free. Okay, the keys I give you for free. It took me way too long, 10 years, $15,000 in certifications just to learn these keys. So let's go to the next key. If you have ever experienced sexual trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, religious trauma, or any type of spiritual trauma, anywhere from the ages of 0 to 25, which I know you have because we've come to this earth to experience traumas and trials, right? This is a testing ground. The problem is that during those traumas, you created a belief system, okay? There was distortion mixed with lies. When I was 3 and I was 4 and I was 5 and I was being physically abused, being sexually abused, being spiritually abused, I did not have the mental capacity to tell myself the truth about what was happening to me, right? I was a child. And so as you experience those traumas and you do not have the mental capacity, right? You create beliefs or things about that situation, and most of them were lies. Most people who I've been working with who have chronic pain, sexual trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma as children, right? And they were never able to heal from those things. And so I have posted a video, right, about what happens when you experience these traumas and you create a belief system about you. Let's say you decided you were worthless or not good enough. So when I was 6 years old and my mom left me, I decided that I was not good enough, that I was unlovable, that I was not enough. And that created a little mini black hole in my body, okay? That created a frequency of like a little black hole. As I grew up, like we're taught to silence the pain through painkillers, right? Through seeking external validation. You guys, this is a massive black hole. And it attracts coherency, darkness. So I was seeking love in all the wrong ways. I was seeking validation, right? I didn't believe I was good enough. So it wasn't until I was an adult and I had the mental capacity to then tell my 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7-year-old little self the truth about this gaping hole. I had to fill it with unconditional love for myself. I had to uncover the distortion and the lies. So if you're watching this and you have never gone back to that little you or that little boy or that little girl, they are still suffering and you still have those frequency holes inside of your body. Scientifically, it looks like this. When you have a thought, you guys, every single thought creates a chemical reaction in the body. So let's say you think you're worthless. Your body is constantly producing chemicals in the body for worthless. Those chemicals usually look like cortisol, stress, hormones. Our body tries to fight that with nutrients, okay? Eventually we run out of nutrients and we become nutrient deficient. And then that leaves us open to toxins, which then leads us open to parasites. And it's this very destructive system in our body that all stemmed from emotion. So you talk to any holistic practitioner out there, they will tell you that cancer, that fibromyalgia, the autoimmune disorders, that all of these disease in the body led from an emotional trauma that was never properly healed. And so I teach you exactly how to get to the root cause in seconds. Okay, that is key number 3. Okay, that's not how chemicals reaction work. Well, I'm so glad you know how they do. This is an example, and this has been proven. So let's go to the next key. Okay, the next key is generational trauma. Do you know that they have proven through epigenetics, right, through the study of mice, that you can have things passed down generationally from mom and from dad multiple generations back? So you might be sitting at home right now dealing with fears, phobias, sicknesses, diseases that are not even yours. Okay, they're imprints in your DNA. They're preserving mechanisms that aren't actually serving you. So what does that look like? What does generational trauma look like? So you guys, my dad, he had a dad that served in the army. He came back a broken man. Okay, he had emotional trauma. He had severe PTSD. Men, even today, are taught to silence their emotions. If you have emotions, if you cry, if you're vulnerable, you're weak. And you guys, this is why we have an epidemic, because men are not allowed to be in their masculine and also process emotions. So my dad had a broken father who then projected his beliefs and all those things onto my dad. Okay, my dad was a broken little boy who was forced to sell flowers on the side of the freeway to collect change. Then they would give that to his dad. His dad would buy alcohol. Okay, my dad would also collect cans as a little boy to get a nickel to buy a loaf of bread, where him and his brothers were eat the loaf of bread that day. Guess what? My dad's dad, his dad served in the army. PTSD, trauma. So that's how things can be passed down generationally. My mom, right? She was sexually traumatized as a child. Multiple times within her family. Her mom also sexually traumatized. So her mother, right? actually her stepdad abused my grandmother. My grandmother told her mom, and her mom, which is my great-great-grandmother, smacked her in the face and said, "You will not lie." Guess what happened to my great-great-grandmother? Okay, also sexually traumatized. So there's a generational systemic pattern that came from my dad and my mom. I was also physically abused and then sexually abused. These emotional patterns, these imprints that get passed down, if they are not healed, they continue to pass down generationally. And I know there's people watching this who you can say, wow, there's a sickness in my family, right? There's mental health disorders, there's physical trauma, right? We're taught to silence our truth, we keep it in, right? We pretend that we're all happy. We have lots of narcissists in our family. So I chose, right, to take accountability for my life, and I chose that I'm not going to pass these things down. But I will tell you that I was living in that generational cycle. You see, I was abused physically, sexually. Then as a teenager, I was going down the same path as my mom, okay? The same cycles because of the belief systems, because of the coding I had. And it wasn't until I was in my early 30s that I realized that I had the power to change my life, and that it all stemmed from my belief systems, my imprint, my coding as a child. And so if you're watching this and you're dealing with toxic patterns, if you've been dealing with physical or sexual abuse, it could be generational. There could be something in your body, like an emotion of feeling worthless or not good enough, that's attracting these things into your life. Because all you're trying to do is fill that void, right? You're trying to fill that black hole that you feel inside with you. We are taught systemically, you guys, we are taught to fill those things with external things, right? But the key is that you have the kingdom of God within you. You have to fill those things within here. Because take my word for it, the more that you need out here to fill this, the bigger this hole gets, right? You start taking painkillers, you need more. You start drinking, you need more. You start doing drugs, you need more. You start seeking external validation, people to prove your worth, to prove your value, you start needing more, okay? And the more you get, the bigger that hole becomes until you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. You don't feel like yourself, you feel way worse. You guys, the 7 keys help you to unlock the truth. It helps you discover where is the distortion or the lies in your body, and the messenger is here to tell you where, through pain. That is the secret language of the body. Okay, so we're going through the 7 keys. I teach you the keys for free. If you want to learn exactly how to tap in and clear those things to get to the root in literal seconds, right? That is where my $27 guide comes in. I spent 10 years and $15,000, you guys, in unnecessary certifications because all this information is behind a paywall and it's intentional. So I'm the only one that I know that teaches these keys for free and also reminds you that your intuition already knows. You don't need the $1,000 certifications. You don't. You need to remember how to listen to your intuition, which was silenced since you were a child. And the 7 keys just help you get to the root cause in seconds. I've worked with hundreds of people. These keys work. Watch my YouTube videos, right? Dive into this information. It's life-changing. Your intuition is so good. Your intuition is perfection. It never lies. It always tells the truth. And scientists and doctors have proven that it can test with a 99.9% accuracy truth. Why is it 1% off? Because we're human. That's the human error. So you guys, let's go to the next key, okay? The next key is absorbed energy. Absorbed energy. So if you guys don't know what absorbed energy is, go to a toxic family get-together. See how you feel. You absorb those energies. Hang around toxic people. You absorb their energy. But do you guys know that you can actually absorb people's energy without even knowing it? Yeah. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story. So I had a friend, if you've heard this story before because you watch my lives, I had a friend who had chronic stomach pain, bloating, constipation ever since she was a child. Okay? Thanks. So she had chronic constipation. The doctors put her on Miralax. You guys, Miralax is the worst thing you can take. So ever since she was a newborn, toddler, into her adult years, she always suffered with chronic constipation, chronic bloating. Okay? So she came to me to get an appointment, right? We did a one-on-one. I do exactly what I do with everyone. I use the keys to tap in and ask the messenger what needs to be cleared first. Okay? So guess what, you guys? Guess what it was? Was it physical? No. Okay? Key number 1 is your body speaks to you through pain. Pain is the secret messenger. Okay? That is the secret language of the body. Okay? Was it physical? No. Was it emotional? No. Was it generational? No. Was it absorbed energy? Yes. Okay? Cool. Do we need to know more? I do not silence the messenger until the messenger has given me the whole message. Okay? Because after the messenger speaks to you, she gives you the message. What do messengers do? They leave. Okay? The pain goes with her. That's her language. So we tested, yes, that it was absorbed energy. Do we need to know more? Yes. Okay. Do we need to know how old? Yes. She was 6 months old. Yes. We need to know from who? She absorbed it from her mother. Did we need to know more? Yes. And we got that there was some type of accident. There was some types of accident when she was 6 years old and she absorbed it from her mom. So after we cleared this, you guys, first of all, within literal minutes, her stomach bloating gone, completely gone. No pain, no gas, nothing. And she was like, this is insane. She's like, this is crazy. And so what did she do? She called her mom, right? And she said, Mom, did something happen, like an accident? Was that when I was like 6 months old? And her mom was like, yeah. How did you know? Who told you? She's like, when you were 6 months old, I was in a car accident. We were in a car accident. I literally thought we were going to die and we shouldn't be here today. Like we should both, it's a miracle we survived. So you guys, this is what happened. Her mother was driving, got in a horrific accident, literally saw her life flash before her eyes with her 6-month-old baby in the back of the seat. That baby, my friend, absorbed the fear, the trauma, okay? Now this is where I need you to pay attention. If her mother had known the truth about her intuition, if her mother hadn't been silenced by years of generational silencing, you guys, she would have recognized that her baby, her now colicky baby, there was something wrong. She would have learned how to ask the messenger, what is wrong with my baby? And her body would have told her, is it physical? No. Is it generational? No. Is it absorbed? Yes. Do I need to know more? Yeah. Your baby took on your energy and we just need to clear it. So instead, the mother was silenced and taught to silence her truth, and the baby was silenced with Miralax. Years and years of Miralax. You guys, all it took was to listen to the messenger to be able to heal in literal seconds. So this is the power of these keys. Don't take my word for it. You go watch the YouTube videos and watch the hundreds of people who have done this work and have healed themselves in literal seconds. Don't take my word for it. Get the guide and start listening to your intuition. It will tell you the truth. And I show you exactly how. So that is a personal story of someone, my really best friend, who had 10/10 chronic stomach pain, and all she needed to do was clear one absorbed energy. That was fear from her mother that was trapped inside of her body. Okay? So how incredible is that? How incredible is it to know that we have the power to heal ourselves? But then how upsetting is it that you have been lied to your entire life about this gift? And you guys, I was on that cycle. It wasn't until I was in my early 30s that I recognized these toxic silencing patterns. I learned how to silence my truth. I kept my abuse silent. I kept my mouth shut. I kept the peace. I was a people pleaser. I hid my light. I dimmed my light, right? So people would like me. And every time you silence your truth, you put your light out. This is when God says, do not put your light under a bushel. Because when you put your light under a bushel, you keep yourself small, you silence your truth, you put your light out. Every single time. And that light gets smaller and smaller and smaller until I am dealing with women and men who are literally at death's door. They're literally in so much pain. They're dealing with horrific diseases because, you guys, this is what happens when you silence your truth. Every single time you silence your truth, you put your light out. So when I teach these keys, I teach them because it is a matter of life and death for some people. Because if you do this long enough, you're going to put your light out. So I teach people how to speak their truth, to listen to the messenger, their intuition that has the answers. I teach them how to get rid of the distortion and the lies from childhood. Because the truth was, you were just a child. You were 3, you were 4, you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anywhere from the ages of 0 to 25, your brain was not fully developed. And so how do you expect a 3-year-old to be able to rectify the sexual trauma, the physical trauma, the abuse? You can't. They don't. So what do? They hold it in until you, my friend, go back and tell that little girl the truth. And you fill them with unconditional love. So you see, unconditional love is what sets everything free. Why do you think it's the first commandment? You guys, everything is right in front of us and it's so simple. But we've been gaslight. We've been silenced. And so here I was, a mom, doing the same thing that my mom taught me to do. When my kids are sick, I silence their truth with painkillers. When my kids are sick, I force feed them medications that have hundreds of side effects, right? That we are now learning. We're now learning that these Tylenols and ibuprofens, these things are actually causing our body's internal damage. So just recently, thank goodness I broke the cycle. I had a 4-year-old. I have a 4-year-old. Okay? Woke up, went into the living room, threw up. My husband said, hey, Vince just threw up. It's like, oh, interesting. So what did I do as his mother? I asked, why did my 4-year-old son throw up? Was it physical? Right? I want to know if there's a parasite or a virus or a flu going on. Nope, not physical. Was it emotional? Nope, not emotional. Was it generational? Nope, not generational. Guess what it was? Absorbed energy. Guess who it was from? Me and my husband. Guess who had a fight that morning? Me and my husband. Okay, guess what my sunshine baby does? That's what I call him, our sunshine. He absorbed mine and my husband's energy, but his body knew this is not mine, and he threw it up. And guess what? He was totally fine all day. Happy as can be. No fever, no stomach pain. So this is what you can do for yourself and for your children. See, as kids, we know exactly how to heal ourselves. Because when we're sad, we cry. When we're tired, we take a nap. When we're upset and our feelings are hurt, we say, you hurt my feelings. And that wasn't very nice. But you see, as children, we're also taught to shut up and be quiet and stop crying, dust yourself off. And then we go into a school system where we're taught to shut up, be quiet, you will pee when I tell you to pee, right? And then we go into the workforce where we're also told to listen to me, I'm the boss. And then we go into churches where we're taught to silence our intuition, right? And so now we wonder why, as a 30 or 40 or 50 or 60-year-old, we don't know how to tap into our intuition because it's been silenced. And it's been silenced so much that we have forgotten our truth. And so when God says, become like little children, he meant love yourself so unconditionally that when you're sad, you cry. That when you don't feel well, you take a break. That when something doesn't feel right, you say, this doesn't feel right, and you respect your body. When God said, become like little children, he meant love unconditionally. Children don't see color. Children don't see race, right? Children see people as people and they love them unconditionally. So if you want to be able to heal yourself, you have to remember, first of all, to stop silencing your truth. When you are sad, you need to cry. When someone has wronged you, you need to tell them, that was not okay. And I will no longer allow you to treat me that way. Okay? This is the power of becoming like little children. And it's a remembrance. So when I teach these things, I'm actually awakening a remembrance in you because you already know how to do this, you guys. When you were a child, you asked a million questions. Why? Why? What is it? Why? So as adults, we have to go back to that. So when the messenger shows up and you have pain, why do I have chest pain? Well, why is it there? Well, when did it happen? Well, why did it happen? Okay, and this is the scripture, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be opened unto you. Because we have been lied to about that too. Nowhere in scripture does it say, ask and I will give it to you in a week. Nowhere does it say, ask and when I think you're good enough and you've proven to me that you're worthy enough, I'll give you the answer. Nowhere does it say, when you knock, I'll answer the door when I feel like it. Knock and the door will be opened. Ask and you shall receive. I am here to tell you that every single time you have prayed, every single time you have asked, why God? Why me? You received an answer. Your body physically gave you a yes or a no. And doctors and scientists have proven this, that our bodies are literal instruments, that when you ask, you receive. So it's very, very simple. The hardest thing that is going to be for you is to trust your intuition. How do I know this? Because after working with hundreds of men and hundreds of women, that's the first thing they say. Well, what did you test? Well, what answer did you get? Because it's hard to trust what we've been silencing for so long. It's hard to truly believe that we have all the answers when we've been taught our whole life that we don't. That you always have to have a middleman. That doctors always know what's best. Okay? Hey, Brian. So if you guys want to learn how to access these keys, how to get a yes or no in literal seconds, you guys, I have a $27 guide. It is literally 10 years and over $15,000 of certifications broken down into the truth code. Hey, from Pennsylvania. The truth code is not my truth, you guys. The truth code is your truth. It's coming back to your truth. Okay, the answers have always been within you. Yay, Lore. The answers are already within you. So don't do what I did. Don't spend 10 years outsourcing, seeking external validation for things that I always had the answers to. And it wasn't until I spent my last $1,000 on another certification, right, that she got me. She's like, hey, if you're certified in Reiki, NLP, hypnosis, theta healing, emotion code, MAP, if you're certified in all these things, then there's a faster way. There's a faster way. And I was like, oh, well, I know the fastest way, but what does she know that I don't? Okay? Yay, Kim, yeah. So I spent the $1,000, and then on the third training, she started doing something. She started getting to the root cause of people's problems in seconds. And they were healing themselves in seconds. And I said, what is it that you're doing? What are you doing? She said, oh, I'm testing. Yeah, what are you testing? Right? You guys, she was testing her intuition. She was using her intuition. She was asking and receiving the answer instantly. We can all do this. And you can do it for other people too. So yes, you can use the $27 guide to learn exactly how to do this for yourself and other people. So after that third class, I knew that I had just wasted another $1,000, right? Because here's the thing. People create these huge, elaborate systems in order to heal you, right? First of all, I want you to get something very clear. You are not broken. How do you know if it's intuition or not? That's where the testing comes in, and you'll start to pay attention to what's intuition, what's a yes and a no. Yes, Kim K. She's like, I've done many of your tests and it works. So you guys, here's the truth. There are so many different systems out there, but the truth is that they're all these huge, elaborate. You have to do this, and you have to stand on your head, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to pay me $10,000. Your intuition will literally tell you in seconds where the root block is. And you guys, the 7 keys were the last 15 or 10 years and $15,000 in certifications where I recognize everything is in this key. Thank you for someone experience financial use. This is very doable. Yeah. Very doable. So you guys, I realized that we always had the answer. And after I started working with people, right, my one-on-one clients for the last 10 years, seeing miracles, seeing people literally heal themselves from chronic pain in minutes in my chair, I said, why don't people know this? And I was mad at God. I said, God, it took me a decade to learn these keys. It took me a decade of thousands of dollars to finally realize this whole time that you were speaking to me, that my messenger was speaking, trying to tell me what was wrong, and that I always knew how to heal it. I just forgotten. I didn't know how to speak to the messenger. And the second you learn, you guys, game changer. So how do you know if it's your intuition? So there's a technique that I teach you. So in my free guide, you guys, I give you the keys for free, okay? The keys help you to start the process of trusting your intuition. The $27 guide helps you, it gives you the charts, because I've realized, right? We have forgotten how to ask intuitive questions. So the charts are just charts to help you get to the root in seconds. So if it is physical, right, I have the chart in my $27 guide so that you can see what physical, what parasite, what toxin, what nutrient deficiency. So in my free guide, that's going to help you tap into your intuition, how to get a yes or a no, right? But you have to do it all on your own on how to ask the right intuitive questions. In my $27 guide, I give you the charts so you can get to the root in seconds. That's okay, Miss Me. I didn't see what you were commenting. S. Smiths, I completed my shadow work in 2 days. I didn't pay money. I cut my own keys. Yeah, good job. You can do this on your own. That's what I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you that you have been lied to, that you have been silencing your truth. You guys, you already have everything you need. Everything is in here. Who is the messenger? It's up to you to decide. Okay, for me, it's higher self. It's my superconscious that knows, but sometimes Holy Spirit comes in. Sometimes God or Jesus comes in. But I have learned how to recognize truth. And so in my $27 guide, I teach you the same way that I learned how to get a yes or no. That's so simple, so easy, even my kids can do it. And as you practice using your body as an instrument, you are going to recognize a feeling. So every time my body tests yes, I feel a certain way. Every time my body tests no, I feel the same way when it's a no. So over time, as you start using, right, your intuition, you don't even need to use your body as an instrument. You already intuitively know. Does this make sense? So you will see me doing one-on-ones. So I'm going to do one-on-ones on these lives just like I do every night, just like I prove every night how there will be people I've never met that will go from a 10-10 pain to a literal 0 pain in minutes. Not because I'm saving them, not because I'm healing them. I'm holding sacred space. We are asking their messenger which key will unlock their truth. Their body's going to tell them. And they're going to clear it in literal seconds. Because when you ask the messenger, When the messenger gives you the message, you hear it, you listen, she leaves. She takes the pain with her, okay? All right, who's ready for the next key? We only have 2 more keys left. So you guys, the next key is the spiritual key. You're so welcome, Smith. So the spiritual key. So when I was a little girl, I experienced demonic entities. I experienced horrific night terrors. I was absolutely terrified to go to bed at night because I knew I was going to have nightmares. But when I would wake up from those nightmares, sometimes I would be silenced. I couldn't scream. Sometimes there will be shadow entities, demonic entities, shape-shifting in my room or hovering around my parents' bed so I couldn't get to them. And so as a child, I always knew God. I always knew Jesus. I always knew that there was a good because I experienced the dark. Color me happy, I see you. So as a child, I witnessed the dark of darkness. I had parents who were doing the best that they could, but they were living a very toxic life. My mom was living a double life. I had developed beliefs about myself that I was not good enough, that I was worthless, that I was unlovable, right? I created coherence in my body, these frequencies that attracted these demonic entities, and they fed off of that. And so it wasn't until I was in my 30s that I realized that I had always had the power to cast them out. But I was a little girl. I was 3, I was 4, I was 5, I was 6. I didn't have the mental capacity to tell my parents other than there's a monster in my room. So the next time your child says, hey, mommy or daddy, there's a monster in my room, please don't just say there's no such thing as monsters. Maybe you try blessing or clearing their room, telling them that if there's something in your room, honey, you have the power to cast them out. Call on angels. Yes, Frank, I'm so excited. So I want to share a personal experience that happened, and maybe this can resonate, and maybe there's somebody who is watching this who for the first time you're going to get an answer. So when I was 21, I started developing severe chronic migraines. I literally thought I was dying. I didn't know what migraines were. All I knew that I was in extreme, excruciating pain. So much pain that it would put me in my bed for 3 to 4 hours. I'd have to have an ice pack. It had to be pitch black silence. And so I went to the doctors. Okay, I'm 21 years old. I went to the doctors. By this time, I'm totally independent. I was independent at age 19. When I 19, I moved out. So I'm 21. I go to the doctors. I think I have a tumor. The doctor does a whole bunch of labs, refers me to a specialist. The specialist does a whole bunch of labs, says, oh, you're just having migraines. It's normal. So you guys, if a doctor ever tells you that your chronic pain is normal, it's not. Pain is the messenger. You guys, pain is the messenger telling you, right? My messenger was screaming at me that there is something wrong here and you need to pay attention. But generationally, systemically, I was taught to silence my truth. So I listened to the doctor. The doctor prescribed me Imitrex. You guys, Imitrex has so many side effects, horrific side effects. It should not be allowed on the market. I will just say that. So I am on Imitrex for a decade and 1 year. I am 32 years old. I don't have my medication, which now I recognize was a godsend. I do not have my medication. I'm at a place where I start to get a migraine. And I'm freaking out. Because for those of you who have any type of chronic pain without your medication, it's like life or death. Emergency room, it's on its way. So I reached out to a friend. I reached out to a friend who did Reiki, who did energy work, and I said, I need you to tap in. I need any help you can give me because I can't leave and I can't get my medication. So she said, yep, I'll check in. She calls me back a couple minutes later and she said, Heather, you are being attacked by legions of entities. And the second that she said that, you guys, I had a chill that went up my spine. And I knew exactly that what she was saying was true. And I went into the bathroom and I put my hand into the square and I looked at myself in the mirror and I tried to say the words to cast out and I couldn't. My mouth was bound shut. And so I prayed in my mind to God that he would clear these legions of entities from my body. And for the first time in over a decade, I did not get a migraine without medication. And that in itself was a miracle. And so that was the first time that I truly recognized that when God said that Satan can prick your heel, that we could crush his head. And that when Satan crushes your heel, that freaking hurts. That hurts. Satan can physically, literally hurt you and cause pain to your body. When I was a child, I was not a lower vibrational being. I did not worship Satan. Okay? When I went to church and Jesus talked about casting demonic entities out into swine, I knew that that was not some parable. Okay? When he talked to Peter, James, and John about some things require fasting before you can cast them out, I knew he was talking about actual demonic possession. But here's the thing, you guys. It's not like you see in the movies. Okay? Maybe it is very rare that it gets to that point, but usually it's a headache, it's a migraine, it's a neck pain, it's a stabbing back pain, it's depression, it's anxiety, it's addiction that you just can't cut no matter what you do. So remember when I talked about childhood trauma, that traumas, we create belief systems. We create frequency in our body. If that frequency doesn't get healed, it creates coherence. It attracts those lower vibrational entities. I was a child, okay? I had fear. I had horrific fear that my mom was going to leave me again, that my dad was going to physically abuse me, that I was going to get left with babysitters to be sexually abused. And so I had so much fear in my body as a child that I attracted those entities. And guess what they chose to do? They chose to show up in my life. Sometimes they'll actually enter your body, right? And if you keep them there long enough, they feed off of your life force and they want to keep you there. But they don't want everybody to know they're there. They love it that we don't talk about spiritual warfare. They love it that we just say, oh, it's just anxiety, it's just depression, it's just an addiction, right? They love that. Take the painkillers. Take the painkillers. Take the alcohol. Take the drugs. Continue to binge eat. Okay? Continue to attract partners that treat you absolutely horrific. The second that you ask the messenger, where is the root cause? Where is the root cause? It will tell you. Age 4, age 5, age 6, age 7, right? It will tell you when that entity attached. It will tell you what you need to do to clear it. And you guys, this is how I take people from a 10-10 pain to a 0 pain in literal minutes. And you can too. Yes, Jace. I love that. So that's the spiritual key. Okay, that's the spiritual key. We have one more key and then we're going to do some one-on-ones. Before we do that, you guys, there are two sides to the spiritual key, right? There are two sides. How many of you guys have been dealing with massive chronic fatigue? Like exhaustion you cannot even put into words. You're getting 9 hours of sleep, but you're still exhausted. How many of you guys have had ringing in the ear, like crazy ringing in the ear? Or feeling like you've been swimming underwater? You know how when we're kids, we swim for hours and then we have that like pressure? Yeah, look at all these people. Same, you guys, same. Well, here's the cool thing about these 7 keys. If you test yes to spiritual, and it's not bad, right? It's good. What could possibly be good about ringing in the ears or fatigue? You guys, we are going through a massive ascension, integration. So as we start healing our bodies, as we start ascending, right, our bodies are integrating. The earth, right, is shooting up energy. It's called the Schumann resonance. You can look it up. But the earth is ascending, right? We are ascending. And so our bodies are exhausted because have you heard people say that we're shifting into a five dimension? Okay, our bodies are literally shifting. We're awakening. This is our bodies integrating. And so when I test yes to integration or ascension, I know that my body just needs rest. I need to go hug a tree. I need to go stick my feet in some dirt. I need some sunshine. I just need to help because awakening, spiritual awakening and ascension mimics pain. But when we recognize that, right, then we know how to treat it. So your body will tell you exactly. Maybe your fatigue, though, is something physical, right? Maybe it is something generational or absorbed. So that's why you need to know all the keys so that you can get to the root cause in seconds. Yeah, sometimes people having problems to sleep, there's a lot of anxiety in the body, right? Ask the keys, why can't I sleep? Your body will tell you. Zen and joy, yeah, it could be something physical, right? So that's why I mentioned, that's why there's 7 keys. If it's physical, your body will tell you. How do you learn the 7 keys? So I give you the 7 keys for free on this live, and you can also get it in my free guide. Yeah, so Iris, you probably have multiple keys, multiple. So you guys, we're gonna be doing some one-on-ones and you'll recognize that we'll treat someone's pain and we'll ask the body which key first, and it'll say physical or emotional or spiritual or generational or absorbed. And then we'll clear that and then we'll ask the body, what pain level will they get to now? And it'll drop to like a 5, then they need another key, okay? So we're gonna go through the last key. So we have 1 more key left. If you guys have just joined, don't worry. You can get my free guide. I give you all the keys for free. If you want to learn exactly though, right, the whole system, the charts will help you. Because as you're learning, I've recognized as people start to learn how to ask intuitive questions, charts really help. Yay, Devin. So the $27 guide, which will be going up to $47, so get it before it goes up, is going to teach you, it's the entire system, the complete system. So don't be like me and spend 10 years, $15,000 in certifications, okay? All you have to do is remember your intuition. The 7 keys just help you unlock, get to the root cause in seconds, okay? Me too, Devin. So who's ready for the last key? Judith got the $27 guide. You guys click my profile picture twice. It will send you to my bio, and then the link will send you to my Stan store. Okay? So there are 7 keys. Some people get confused because key number 1 is the body literally speaks to you. So you have to listen to the secret messenger, right? Which is pain. It's not always pain though. You guys, these keys work for money blocks. These keys work for bad relationships. These keys work if you need to get to the root of anything. Okay? So let's go to the last key. Yay! So the last key, you guys, this key was, again, late into my 30s when I discovered this key. I started developing a chronic chest pain. This was way before COVID. But I had massive chest pain, and it was going on about 3 weeks before I finally was like, okay, this isn't getting better. I went to the doctor, and of course the doctor said everything came back clear, so it must be a virus, right? Everything's a virus if they can't fix it. There's nothing you could do for a virus, they say. So I went home. This is about 3 weeks. I finally asked my body. I was like, body, what is this chest pain? And my body said it is not from this lifetime. I was like, okay. So I'm hard-headed. I waited a couple more days and the pain was getting excruciating. Like I literally couldn't breathe. And so going on about almost 4 weeks, I asked my body again, what is this chest pain? Yes, Janu. My body told me it is not from this lifetime. So I went on YouTube I looked up a past life meditation. I did the meditation and I found myself in vision. And I was a red-headed princess. I was in a castle. I was bawling my eyes out. I knew that I was treated less than the dog. I knew that I was used only to produce male heirs into this kingdom. And I knew that I was a woman, so I was worth nothing. I had no voice, nothing. I was alone in a castle by myself, feeling horrible, like I just wanted to die. And so I came out of that vision, that meditation, and I was like, what was that? I still had excruciating chest pain, and I didn't know what just happened. So I reached out to the same friend actually who tested my neck for the legions of entities. And I said, hey, I didn't tell her anything. I said, hey, I've been dealing with this chronic chest pain. It's going on 4 weeks. I can hardly breathe. Would you be willing to do a one-on-one session? And she said, yeah. Went to her house. She's also from the same religious background as me too, which is interesting because we're not raised to believe in this. So I went to her house. She's working on me. And about 5 minutes into the session, I finally say, hey, I think this might be from a different lifetime. She's like, oh, good. I said, do you believe in that? She's like, oh, yeah. She's like, oh, good. She's like, I see a little redheaded girl running through the fields. And you guys, when she said that, I knew that she was seeing the same woman that I had seen in my vision. And she proceeded to tell me a lot more things about that experience. But you guys, when she said that, a lightning bolt shot through my entire body. And I knew that this was real. And guess what? My chest pain was completely gone in literal minutes. And so I knew, right, that there was something that past lives could cause literal physical pain. Yeah. Just from awareness. You guys, the messenger, it's so simple. The messenger tells you, my messenger was showing up in my chest, pain. Heather, there's something not here that needs to be cleared. I asked my body, what is it? The messenger told me, it's not from this lifetime. It didn't clear because I didn't get the full message. Remember I told you, we don't silence the messenger. We ask, do we need to know more? I didn't ask the messenger if we needed to know more. I just said, what is it? And it said, it's not from this lifetime. When I had that session with my friend said, this is what I see, and this is all the things that I'm seeing. I got clarification. The messenger was able to finish the whole message through my friend. The second that I received the message from the messenger did what? She left. And the pain was gone. You guys, pain is the secret language of the body. It is just the messenger showing up, tapping you. You're not listening, so she's going to get louder. Louder, louder. Then the pain is so bad, oh my gosh, I'm dying. Go to the doctors. The doctors say what? Nothing's wrong with you. The labs came back clear because you're dealing with something spiritual. When I say spiritual, I mean things that cannot be tested in a lab. That is generational trauma, emotional trauma, absorbed energy, the spiritual key, or past life. So in my visualizations, the specific one I just did on YouTube, I don't remember which one, okay? So you guys, those are the 7 keys. I give you the keys for free. If you want my $27 guide and you test yes for a past life, I have the chart so that you can see exactly what it is. If it's spiritual, you can see exactly what it is, okay? If it's physical, you can know exactly what it is. But here's the thing I also want to tell you. Remember I told you I spent 10 years and over $15,000 in certifications? Because after I had learned about the past key life, I wanted to learn it all. So I got certified in past life regression. Okay? There's also something called quantum healing hypnosis therapy. It is a 3 to 5 hour session. You do not need to do that. It is simple. It is this. Do I have a past life that's blocking me? Yes or no? If it's a yes, what do I need to know? Do I need to know more? Nope, I clear it in seconds. If you want to spend 3 to 5 hours in a session or spend $500 to $800 in a session, by all means, but you don't need to, because when you ask, you receive. When you knock, the door will be answered immediately. And that is our gift. And that is what's been silenced generations. The silencing has started generations. That's why we have witches that have been burned at the stake. That's why women have been silenced. Men have been silenced because they knew, thank you, Anna. They knew if they could get us to silence the one thing, all they have to do is silence their intuition and they win. That's it. Get them to doubt themselves. Get them to believe that they don't have the answers. Get them to think that they need external validation to heal themselves, even though we have literally all the medicine we need right here. You guys, our bodies produce all the medicine that it needs. And if we don't have what we need, we can ask. And this is what I teach in my spiritual mastery course too. Because there are things that we can do that are not taught in the public. There are things that we can ask for that we have forgotten to ask. Ask who? Well, whoever that is for you. Okay? So, if you guys want to get my free guide, I list the keys there. And there's so much more in my free guide, you guys. I give you a free Live Empowered course. I teach you Breakthrough, which took me a year to certify in. Thank you, Color Me. Okay? The same exact system that Tony Robbins teaches to his elite for $350,000, that is Breakthrough. I give that to you for free. The $27 guide is the whole entire system, everything that you need to reclaim your power, to heal yourself, and to help other people. And learning this information too. That's a pretty bold statement, but I have done this for over a decade and I have helped over hundreds of thousands of people heal themselves. Not me. I don't heal, I don't treat, I don't diagnose. I teach you how to fish so you never will go hungry again. I teach you exactly how to fish so you will never, ever, ever have to rely on anyone else again to know your truth. Okay? So click the profile picture twice. That will bring you to my stand store. You guys can go to my website too. It's heatherashleyjones.com if you want more information about my other books. So I'm a published author. I was the black sheep, you guys. Okay, I was born and raised Christian. Okay, I was the black sheep though. Not because I was a sinner, but because I was broken. And so that broken path led to broken decisions. And I needed someone to tell me that I was still worthy and that I was still pure. That the things that I had done and the choices that I made didn't define me or defile me for my life. And the things that happened to me, right, the traumas that happened to me, didn't mean I was any less than. And so this book is about how to become God's daughter. It's a remembering through trauma that I was never broken, just like you were never broken. Okay, you're not broken. There's distortion and lies that are stuck in your body. And then my other book, Cut the Crap. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. All of these recordings are on my YouTube channel. So you can see the hundreds of people who have learned the keys and who have healed themselves in seconds. You guys, my second book is called Cut the Crap. It's on Amazon. You can find that on my website. That's for people who are ready to build a business. It's spiritual, you guys. Every woman who wants to build a business, it is spiritual. It's the most spiritual thing you can do because you have to overcome all your fears, all of your anxieties, to be seen, to be heard. And then the last thing is my spiritual mastery course. So if you have always known that you were meant to be a leader, ever since you were a child, you've known at your soul level that you were meant to help at a greater capacity, that your trials and your traumas were intentional The things that tried to destroy you were actually the things that you were meant to go through to become the person you are today. This book is called Becoming God's Daughter. So it's on my website, heatherashleyjones.com. But if you guys feel the call and you want to develop your spiritual gifts, and we go really, really deep into my spiritual mastery course, okay? Right now, you'll have lifetime access. So you'll get me every Monday. We go really deep. It is a sisterhood. Jace, yes. We do men too. We love men too. Hello from Sweden. So if you feel called to join this spiritual mastery course, it is in knowing that you're meant to be there. So I don't do any marketing or advertising other than I let you know that the doors are open, and if you feel called, it's for you. If not, it's not for you. Okay? We go live every Monday for 3 hours. Yeah. So the spiritual mastery course is right now, it's only $397, and you can split that up into monthly payment plans if you need to. Okay? And then if you guys feel called and you want to do a one-on-one with me, right now I'm still offering one-on-ones. It's 60 minutes. We literally go through everything in 60 minutes. And then I teach you exactly how to do what I do. Oh, Jace, you're a woman. Okay. Okay. So if you guys want to book a one-on-one, I'd love to meet with you personally. It's through Zoom. So no matter where you're at in the country, it's incredible. So we have about 20 minutes where I'm going to do a couple one-on-ones. So before you say, pick me, you have to have gotten my free guide, because I'm not here to continue this cycle of, I need her to fix me. No, what I need you to know is that you can do everything I'm doing, and the free guide is a great way to start that. But if you're ready to know the whole system, then get my $27 guide. So I need you, if you feel called for me to test for you, right? I need you to say, what is the pain? 10-10, neck pain, I give you permission. So just like that. 8 out of 10, back pain, I give you permission. So if this is you and you would like me to tap into your pain and help you in clearing that, just let me know. And I think we'll only be able to do 1 or 2. Okay. So make sure you guys don't forget to follow me so you don't lose me. Yes, Kim. I would love to. Okay, so I have Vegan Starseed and Kim. So we'll just start with them first. You guys, I go live every day but Sundays. So if I didn't get you live, that's okay. You guys, I give you the information for free so that you can do this for yourself. And then make sure you get my $27 guide before it goes up to $47. Okay, chronic fatigue. Okay. All right, and then Kim. Oops. So we'll start with those 2 and see where we get. Okay, you're a 9 out of 19, anger. Oh. Okay. So you guys, claim this healing. If something resonates in your body, claim. So I'm also going to teach you something. The fastest way to heal or clear anything in your body is 2 things. Remember, I've done way too many certifications. I was told and taught a lot of things. All you need is to hold sacred space and breathe and fill that space in with unconditional love. You guys, unconditional love transmutes everything. I do not need to teach people in any country or language how to breathe, and I do not need to teach anyone what it means to have unconditional love. And so as you, Vegan Starseed and Kim are clearing these, you're going to breathe unconditional love into your body, into that pain, and then with each breath out, you're going to breathe out the pain. Fastest universal way to clear anything. But first, the messenger has to tell us exactly what it is. When she tells us everything, then we can clear, okay? As you're clearing, trust that sometimes you will feel like you need to cry. Some people get hot and sweaty. Some people throw up. Some people purge. Some people get the shakes. Some people get freezing cold. This is when body's integrating. This is just integration. All right, so vegan starseed, I have permission. Yes. Okay, what is the first key? Physical, emotional, spiritual. Oh, Shani. I love you, queen. Okay, what is the first key? Physical, emotional. So the first key is a starseed. So she has chronic fatigue, 810. So the first key is spiritual. Remember, there's 7 keys. The keys just help you unlock truth. The keys help you communicate with your messenger. So is it the good? No, it's the bad. So is it a demonic? Is it an unclean spirit? Is it a hex? Okay, so it was a hex. Is it a deceiver? Okay, it's a hex. So you guys, in my $27 guide, I list all the spiritual things it could be, because until you start practicing intuition, it's going to be hard to make these things up on your own or to know. Okay, it's a hex. Does she need to know the age? Yes, age 1 through 5, 5 through 10, age 5, age 6. Yay, Papacito. Thank you, Jason. We did 100K, you guys. I didn't even have to mention that. Okay, so at age 6, there was a hex put on you. Hexes and curses are only allowed to put on you when you believe them. You guys, as children, we believe everything. So if someone curses at us and calls us stupid or an idiot, those are curses. Are you stupid? Why aren't you listening to me? Are you dumb? Okay, a hex could be something else too. Sometimes parents unintentionally, or people who are causing us harm or trauma, put curses and hexes on us, and they don't even mean to, or maybe they do. Okay? So, vegan starseed, are you still here? Yeah, Devin, this is what happens. This is why I teach you how to get a yes or a no with your body. So your body bypasses. It talks directly to the messenger. And as you start getting a yes and a no over and over, you're going to recognize something. You're going to recognize that a yes feels the same and a no feels the same way. And it's different for everybody. So I can't tell you how to receive intuition because it's different. Some people see with their mind's eye, with their physical eye. Some people smell, some people hear, some people taste, right? Some people get a feeling. Some people see colors. Some people see energy. Some people see numbers. Some people see the words written out. So it's very different. But as you start practicing anything, you develop intuition. So for me, I know what a yes feels like and a no. So then testing becomes second confirmation to what you already know. Good job, Alma. Is vegan starseed still here? A lot of people, as soon as they say yes, then their messages get filtered. Still here? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep testing for you, and then hopefully you pop up. Let me actually see if I can pin you, and that will take you out of being blocked. Not blocked, but filtered. I hate it that TikTok does that. Okay, so vegan starseed at age 6, there was a hex put on you. Does she need to know the emotion? Oh, you do see her. Okay. Oh, there you are. I'm going to pin you. So let's see what the emotion was. So you guys, in my $27 guide, I have a list of the emotions. So we're just going to ask, is it front page? No. Back page? Yes. 50 through 60, 60 through 70, 61, 62, so 63. And you guys, I'm just intuitively asking, right? So worthless. So worthless at age 6. Does she need to know more? Nope. So vegan starseed, this is what you're going to do. I want you to, first of all, see your 6-year-old little self. She felt worthless. She still feels worthless. And I want you to tell her the truth. Remove the distortion and the lies. She was 6. What did she need to hear? And I want you to witness her body being completely healed and filled with unconditional love. And then this fatigue that you're feeling in your body, remember breath, You're breathing unconditional love into your entire body, and you're breathing out that worthless energy. Okay, filling each breath with unconditional love. So I'm going to ask, what is that going to bring the pain down to? The chronic fatigue. A 7, a 6. So that's going to bring the fatigue down to a 5, which means there's another key. So we're going to ask your body, what's the next key? Physical, emotional, spiritual. Spiritual. I think it's a deceiver. Yep. So a deceiver. Was it attached to that worthless energy? Same age. Yep. Okay. So you guys, remember what I said is when trauma happens, we create a belief. Every belief, every thought creates a chemical in the body. Okay? It creates a resonance, creates a frequency. Imagine what the vibrational frequency of worthless looks like. That is a lower vibrational frequency. When we experience traumas, right, frequencies are antennas. Those demonic entities or deceivers can pick up on that and they'll attach to it, right? It almost creates like a portal or an opening. And so as children, these things can become attached to us and we don't even know it. And so at 6 years old, a deceiver entity attached. Deceivers pretend to be of light or angels, or sometimes they're childhood friends. So if you ever had a childhood friend, maybe you should test if it was a deceiver. Okay, so this deceiver was attached at 6. It attached to that worthless energy. Now that you saw your 6-year-old little girl and you told her the truth and you removed the distortion and lies and you filled that space with unconditional love, remember that black hole? You filled that black hole with unconditional love. There's no longer a coherence, a frequency that's going to attract other things. You closed that portal. Now we're going to command this deceiver entity to leave. This is how I do it. There's no right or wrong way. Okay? But this is how I do it, and this is how I've learned to do it after clearing things from my body and wondering why they were still coming back. So I command this deceiver entity to leave my body now. Are there more than one? Yes. Okay. Are there legion? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 5. I command these deceiver entities to leave my body now. I remove any tracers or trackers that were implanted in my body. And I become invisible to you. You can never find me in any timelines, in any dimensions, or any space. You can say in the name of Jesus, in the name of God, right? There's no right or wrong. Just commanding it yourself is power enough. Jesus said, you can do all these things that I can do and even greater things you can do. And then you command that space to be filled with unconditional love. Has that been cleared? Yes, 100%. Good job. Good job, Queen. That's been cleared. What will this bring her pain to? A 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. Does she need another key? Nope, that was it. So vegan starseed, will she get to a 0 tonight? Yes. So you let us know in the comments how your body feels already. The energy that you feel. What emotions are you feeling? Okay? And then that way we can support you and love on you. Okay, Kim, are you ready? You're next. And then vegan, how are you doing? We got about 5 minutes, so we're just going to do one more person. Kim, are you still here? You just feel sad. It's okay to feel sad. Did you tell your little girl the truth, vegan? Did she see that and feel that? And did you witness her being completely healed? And then remember to continue breathing unconditional love for yourself. Oh, there you are, Kim. Okay. And just keep breathing, vegan starseed, and let us know how that starts to feel as you hold sacred space for yourself. All right, Kim. 9 out of 19, she has anger and rage. What's the first key? Physical, emotional, spiritual. I am Heather. I can test for her. Yes, okay. Spiritual. Is it the good? Nope, it's the bad. Unclean spirit, demonic. Does she need to know the age? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, age 5, age 6, age 7. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda is sending you love, Miss Vegan. We all are on this life. Make sure you follow me and join our community so we can just all love on each other. Okay, age 7, demonic entity. Does she need to know the emotion? Yes. Front page, back page, 50 through 60, 60 through 70, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Low self-esteem. So low self-esteem at age 7. Okay, that's what this entity was attached to. Are there more than one? No. Okay. So demonic entity. You guys, when I talk about demonic entities, there's no fear. I have no fear. They're like flies. They're pests. I'm like, ew. We're sending you away. Okay? That's how we should look at it. Does she need to know the event? Yeah. So did something happen, Kim, that you can recall at the age of 7 that caused you to have low self-esteem? Is it physical, emotional? Is it physical? Thank you, King. I think I know what it is, but I want you to be able to let me know if you have the specific memory that's coming to mind. Okay. Was it essay, Kim? Oh, was that it? Yes. Okay, so it was, okay, good. Yep, that was it. Okay, so this is what you get to do, Kim. You're going to see that 7-year-old self. A teacher. No, it wasn't that. Sorry, it wasn't that. So your teacher lied about you. You're 7 years old. That created low self-esteem in your body. So now you get to go tell that 7-year-old self the truth about that situation because she created some lies and distortion about herself. She was just 7. So see her and tell her the truth. And when she sees you, she's so happy. And I want you to, again, tell her everything she needed to know. See her so happy and relieved that she does not have to carry this weight that was never hers to carry. And then once you fill her with unconditional love, she's radiating love, she's free. Then we're going to cast this little demonic entity out. How many knuckles can you pop in 30 seconds? So you ready to cast this demonic entity out? So I now cast this demonic entity out of my body. I remove any tracers and trackers. I become invisible to you. You can never, ever see me or find me again in any timelines, in any dimensions, in any space. And I fill that space with unconditional love. And then just keep breathing. Right? Keep breathing. That's been cleared. Yes, 100%. Yes. Is there another key to this rage? Nope. Oh, yes, Suzette. Oh, you're welcome, Shani. So let's finish with Kim first. Does Kim need another key? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Generational, Kim. Generational. You guys, we're not going to keep going until we ask, do we need to know more? Do we need to know more? Yes. From mom, from dad. Does she need to know how many generations back? Yes. More than this lifetime? No, just this lifetime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations back. Does she need to know the emotion? Nope. So Kim, I command this generational trauma that's in my body that was passed down from my dad multiple generations to be cleared. This anger and this rage or this that I feel in my body is not mine, and I command it to leave. and to be filled with unconditional love. And then just keep breathing in and out. Keep breathing in and out. Unconditional love. Okay. Does she need another key for this? No. Does she need another key for her rage? Nope. So one demonic entity, generational trauma, Kim. How are you feeling? And then vegan, starseed, how are you feeling? Okay. I have permission to test Suzette. So Suzette, just give me permission and then I'll be able to tap in. And we'll just do general keys. Kim, I feel a lot. Good, Queen. Just keep breathing. And then let us know if like 10 is the worst, 0 is the best, kind of where you're at. I think better, vegan, releasing a lot of emotion and crying. Yes. You guys just hold that sacred space and let all the emotions come out. Okay? We're clearing. We're not silencing our truth anymore. We're allowing our body to release what we weren't able to process when we were little. Better. My chest feels like it has a hole in it. Okay, Kim. Fill that with unconditional love. See, witness your heart being filled with just so much love. Okay? And just keep holding that sacred space and filling that with love. Okay? All right, I have permission to test Suzette. So Suzette, I just need your permission, then we can test. I keep getting a no. Good job, Kim. My son's being framed. They're doing it to hurt me. I just got here. Wow, he doesn't know what to do. Yeah, so you have permission to test for your child. If it's physical, emotional, spiritual, if there's a curse, if there's a hex, right? You can totally tap in, soul sister. Suzette, I think you're getting filtered, but I'll keep testing. Can I test for Suzette now? Okay, I got a yes. Which means you probably responded, but I didn't see it. Okay. Are you ready, Suzette? The first key is physical, emotional. It's spiritual, unclean spirit, demonic, a curse, a hex, a deceiver. Okay, so there's a deceiver entity. There's a deceiver entity. Does she need to know more? Yes. Does she need to know when it attached? Yes. Age 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, age 10. At age 11 is when this deceiver entity attached. Does she need to know more? No. Can she clear this deceiver entity? Yes. So Suzette, you are ready to just clear this. So I command this deceiver entity that attached to me when I was 11 years old to leave now. I remove any tracers and trackers from my body and I become invisible to you. I fill that space with unconditional love. And then just keep filling that space with unconditional love. You guys, sometimes I'm too tired or broken or hurt, so I'll actually call upon Jesus or God or archangels to help me and to fill that void and to surround me with just so much light and love. Does she need another key? Yes. Is the deceiver gone? Yes. Good job, Suzette. Does she need another key? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual again. Unclean spirit, so demonic. Does she have multiple? Yes. Legion. So I'm getting legions of entities. Again, you guys, I don't say these things to cause any fear. There should never be any fear, right? When Satan appeared to Jesus, Jesus was like, cool, leave, bye. Does she need to know more? Yes. Does she need to know the age? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15. Age 10. Age 11 again. So something at age 11 was pretty hard on you. Does she need to know the emotion? Yes. Ooh, oh, there it is, Suzette. Yeah. When I was testing for Kim, was that for her? Yep, okay. Legions of entities. Does she need to know the emotion? Yes. Does she have more than one? Yes. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 trapped emotions from that age. Okay. Does she need to do the thymus tap? No, she can clear those all at once. Okay. So Suzette, we're going to hold sacred space for you. I want you to see your 11-year-old self. And I want you to wrap your arms around her and place her in your lap and tell her the truth about the experience, that she is not broken, that she is innocent and that she is pure and that she is perfection, and that the things that were placed on her shoulders at that age was unfair, and that she doesn't have to carry those things anymore. And I want you to look down at her body, her beautiful, innocent little body, and witness it being healed. And witness her just sigh, the biggest sigh of relief, because for the first time, she's free. And she's love, and she's unconditional love, and she doesn't have to carry the lies or the distortion anymore. She's worthy, she's enough, she's everything. And you see that spark in her light up, and she's filled with so much joy and so much love and happiness. That happiness and that innocence is restored in her body. And she's free, and she smiles at you and she says, "Thank you for remembering me and not forgetting me." And that's been healed 100%. So now we're going to cast out these demonic entities, these legions of entities that were attached during that trauma. I command these legions of entities to leave my body now. I remove any tracers and trackers, and I become invisible to you. You can never find me in any timelines, in any dimensions, and in any space. And I fill my space, my body, with unconditional love. Has that been cleared? 100%. Good job, Suzette. Does she need another key? Nope, that was it. So you guys, I am not doing anything that you cannot do. I am tapping into my intuition, which is my gift from God. I am asking for permission. When I get permission, I use the keys. Keys are just doorways to unlock truth. The messenger will tell me which key. So it just helps me, right, to ask my messenger how to get to the root in seconds. Every single thing is in the keys. Tamara, I see you, Queen. I see you. I see all of you guys who need. That kind of scared me. It made like a loud sound. Thank you. Good, Shani. So you guys, it is midnight here, so I do have to get off because I have calls in the morning. I have my one-on-ones tomorrow. So I want to say this with so much love. I see every single one of you. You're welcome, Suzette. We have come here to experience the traumas and the trials, but we haven't remembered that we have the power to heal those things. And so I'm only here to be a voice to help you remember and to awaken to your truth. So I teach you everything you need to know. I give you the keys for free. I give you the whole entire system. The hardest part for everybody is to trust that they truly can do this for themselves. But once you get to a place, you guys, where you know without a shadow of a doubt how to heal yourself. Yay, Kim. You guys, when you learn how to do these things, you become unstoppable. You radiate pure, unconditional love, right? You have that power. And so make sure you're following me. Get my free guide. If you want, you can get the $27 guide. And if you feel called to do this at a higher level, if you feel called to turn all of those things, the things that you've gone through, you know they were intentional for who you're supposed to be and teach and lead, then join my spiritual mastery course, okay? Yay, vegan starseed. She says, I feel more calm and relaxed. Thank you. Yes, Suzette. She said, that released so much in my neck and the base of my skull. Dang, wow. Yeah, that's probably where they were anchored into. So you guys, the next time you have pain, do not silence the pain. Pain is just the secret language of the body. It's just the messenger showing up. But the messenger gets louder when you ignore her. She's not going to go away. She's just going to get louder. So you guys tap into your intuition. Ask which key. There could be multiple, but your body will always tell you first priority, second priority, third priority until you don't need any more keys and the messenger is gone with the pain. Okay? I love you guys so much, and I hope I see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bye, guys. You're so welcome, Suzette. Love you all so much, and have a wonderful night.